Happy, healthy vegan, alive with a wonderful vibe. Happy, healthy vegan, alive with a wonderful vibe. Yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome to class. I'm Miss Katie, That Vegan Teacher, and today we're going to be looking at a channel called Happy, Healthy Vegan. And apparently he's going to be reviewing a channel where the person said that they decided not to be vegan anymore, and he's going to be challenging their ethics. You guys ready for this? Let's do it!
Drink soy milk, oat milk, rice milk, almond milk, don't steal milk from a cow. Be vegan, start right now. Follow that vegan teacher, she will show you how.
I'm like, if I'm going to eat an animal, I would like to be able to witness its death and make that a very sacred experience.
A sacred experience, right? So it's already starting out weird. I don't know. I guess this is his introduction. Let's see.
Hey, this is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan, the YouTube channel not hosted by a sociopath, a narcissist, or a grifter. So I want to thank our viewers for leaving this comment for me to check out a new video of a why I'm no longer vegan type video. And once again, it's from a channel I have never heard of, Wild We Roam. So
Never
as
heard of
usual,
either.
when I watch these why I'm no longer vegan videos, there's two things I'm going to pay close attention for. First and foremost, I want to see if there was really some compelling, absolute reason why these people could no longer be vegan, because I'm still waiting to hear one. Because you know all the anti-vegans say, see, these people like all others couldn't be vegan. Well, we'll see if there was some reason that just made it impossible for them to eat plants. We'll find out.
There's no excuse for animal abuse. Not religion, not an eating disorder, not peer pressure, not your monetary status. Don't eat animals, don't buy their bodies, don't steal their milk, their blood, or their honey. Don't wear their fur or their feathers. It is only by the grace of God that you are not in their skin. Each time you see a public display of meat, dairy, stolen eggs, or fur in an ad, give it the middle finger. Each time you see an animal suffering, run to help as if you were the victim. Each time it's time to eat, ask for and choose the vegan option. Don't be a bully to vegan children or anyone who has compassion for the animals. Heaven awaits those who do their part with a compassionate heart. Every vegan started out like you, thinking they could never be vegan. It was a crazy thing to do, and yet here they are, 100% vegan, speaking out on behalf of the victims all over the world. Never think that you can't be an ethical animal rights activist, because not only can you do it, but it's also your moral duty and your destiny. Be brave, be better, be vegan, be loved, and start now.
If they bring up some sort of health or medical issue that was related to their vegan diet, which was the reason why they couldn't be vegan, I want to see if there was any actual medical health professionals involved in helping them and diagnosing them and treating them, or was there just some kind of self-diagnosis thing like we see so often. So anyway, let's jump right in.
I don't want to be vegan anymore. And it's really weird because
Imagine saying, I don't want to stay kind anymore. I suddenly feel like hurting animals. That's essentially what her statement is.
I've been vegan for almost a decade.
I just want to quickly jump in. Yeah, it sounds like a long time, a decade, but I've been vegan since 2010, so about 13 years, and I'm a lot older too. I'm 56 years old right now.
I've just been doing so much thinking, and I've been craving animal products so much for honestly the last 10 months. That's how hard of a decision this has been for me to make this change, because I just thought I was going to be vegan forever, and then I just kept getting this cravings for eggs or cravings for chicken or cravings for steak, and I don't know if it's because I'm
It's weird that you're not having cravings to eat dogs or cats, don't you think?
Think beyond meat, buy veggie burgers instead. Think of the animals. Think beyond meat, it's time to be vegan. Get it through your head.
It just happens to be the animals that you know taste good from the past and those that are advertised on billboards everywhere.
postpartum, and I'm just nursing my son so much, or growing the baby, or now also being more connected to farmers, or having our own land and wanting to live as closely to the land as we can and be fully self-sufficient.
So that's a lot of stuff there, and she discusses the postpartum issues more later in this video, so we'll get to that then. But I just want to point out what veganism is and isn't right now, because I hear about like self-sustaining and farming and all that stuff. Veganism has nothing to do with that. It's simply taking a stand against animal cruelty and exploitation.
And
good job, Ryan.
I haven't honestly eaten anything yet. I haven't eaten an egg. I haven't eaten any meat.
Oh, that's interesting. So they haven't stopped being vegan yet. I mean, stopped being vegan in their minds maybe, but as far as their diet, still eating just plants, but making the video ahead of time. I mean, I guess that makes sense if you don't want to like have your audience like be completely confused if they're watching you for vegan reasons and they see you eating animal products.
It's weird because it's become part of my identity. And
Yeah, it is weird. Imagine just sitting there on your step planning to murder an individual who you've never met. It is weird. Go eat some lentils, some beans, some tofu, or some rice.
Tofu scramble, it's so easy to do. Woo-hoo. Eating eggs is so last century, nobody needs to, so here's what you do. Mash tofu, green onions, and celery in a pan. Add black salt, turmeric, and spices, yes you can. Mix in some vegan mayo. Mix in some vegan mayo. Now mix in a salty pickle. Yeah, that's the way to go. Oh, ooh. Tofu scramble, it's so easy to do. Woo-hoo. Learn how to make it, 'cause saving animals will make them happy and will make you happy too. The egg industry's just a cycle of misery. Let's make the animal holocaust history. The egg industry's just a cycle of misery. Let's make the animal holocaust history. Tofu scramble, it's so easy to do. Woo-hoo. Learn how to make it, 'cause saving animals will make them happy and will make you happy too.
Fill yourself up with some walnuts or anything else. Have a peanut butter sandwich with some bananas in it. You know? Make yourself a delicious vegan lasagna. Go order a really big vegan pizza and then go and sleep on it. You know? Just postpone this decision for like the rest of your life. Yeah.
I think that that's part of it. I think becoming a mother like was such a massive shift in my identity. And then my brain changed or something. And now I feel this need to just try to...
I became a mom, and then I decided that I should be hurting other moms. Good one. Makes perfect sense. You became a mom, and then you decided that you're going to start to murder 6-month-old pigs? Is that it? You know, because that's what bacon, sausage, ham, pepperoni, and salami is. Doesn't that seem bizarre to you? Like maybe instead of walking to the meat section of the grocery store, you should walk to see a therapist. If you think you need to eat an animal, you don't need a new diet. You need a new therapist. If you think you need to eat an animal, you don't need a new diet. You need a new therapist.
So what I'm hearing basically is you're shifting priorities, going through some kind of life-changing situation here. So I assume, used to believe animal cruelty and exploitation were wrong, and somehow you flipped a switch and now animal cruelty and exploitation are okay, and you raised up to a higher priority than veganism, the concept of sustainable living off the land.
Potentially Lou might get into hunting on our land. Like we have a really large deer population here.
All right, so I guess that makes it super obviously clear now that you no longer believe that animal cruelty and exploitation are wrong. You feel it's okay to hunt them and kill them and eat them when you know it's absolutely not necessary, but you're doing this in the name of sustainable living?
My dear, there's no overpopulation of deer. There's only an overpopulation of you.
And maybe that would be something that we could have to supplement like a mainly plant.
Yeah, sure. Just bring the kids out, why don't you? You know, why don't you even hold one of your children in your lap and just, fire the gun? Teach them at a young age. Or maybe not.
Based diet. We want to get chickens so that we can have some eggs potentially raise chickens to eat chickens, potentially hunt. There's like turkey and deer up here. Maybe Lou will get into like fly fishing or something like that.
So yeah, their video title's 100% true, even though they may have not consumed any animal products as of yet. But what I'm hearing right here is all these justifications for killing animals in the name of sustainable living. So yeah, animal cruelty and exploitation are okay now in their minds, and therefore, yeah, they're not vegan anymore.
We also have friends who like raised goats, and like they killed the goat at their land and like did it in a very like, I mean, it's hard. I feel like my words are gonna get twisted.
Of course they're going to get twisted because what you're saying makes no sense. How do you kill somebody humanely who doesn't want to die? Just the fact that you're ending their life means that you're not being humane. Tell her, Ryan.
Did you hear that? She was about to say the goats were killed in a very and she stopped herself, humane way.
Exactly.
And as a longtime vegan, I'm hoping she would have learned over the 10 years that there's no way to kill an animal in a peaceful, loving way. I mean, even if an animal's been treated with love its entire life, and I think that's even worse. That's like killing a pet. There's no way to humanely kill a sentient being who doesn't want to die.
There's no humane way to kill somebody who doesn't want to die. There's no humane way to kill somebody who doesn't want to die. No matter how hard you try.
But it's like if somebody we know raised an animal and killed the animal and butchered the animal, I think I would be open to that.
Again, why? That doesn't make it any better that a friend raised the animal and butchered the animal. Like,
Exactly.
The animal still got slaughtered. I don't understand how well, I guess you're not vegan. Yeah, here's the definition. Once again, if you're against animal cruelty and exploitation, you would see there's pretty much no distinction between a friend killing an animal for you or an animal being slaughtered in a slaughterhouse. It's all the same result.
Exactly.
I did like watch some butchering videos the last few days to really like kind of wrap my head around it. And it's a lot. There's no two ways about it. I feel like our culture is like very removed from death and from killing and from slaughtering animals.
Maybe that's
Yes,
okay.
because it's ghastly and gruesome
Yeah.
to kill and butcher an animal.
Maybe it's okay that we're removed from it because it's wrong. Yeah. You know, lentils don't scream. When you pick them, when you cook them, tofu doesn't hurt either. Yeah, go get some tofu. You know, stop this nonsense. Okay, whatever nonsense you got into here, you know, if this is because you moved out to the land, maybe just move back to the city or something. You know, or go and see a therapist. There are vegan therapists. Just stop this nonsense. Okay, this is ridiculous. Nobody can kill somebody who doesn't want to die and then go around and pretend that they're a good person. You're clearly struggling, aren't you? Look, you can't even say the word humanely when you're thinking about killing someone. Just go backwards, okay? Rewind. Let's get back on track.
But most people just can go to the grocery store and eat that food, but I think that they would be very like confronted if they saw a video of butchering. And I'm like, if I'm going to eat an animal, I would like to be able to like witness its death and make that like a very sacred experience.
Sacred. How would you feel if aliens came down from Earth and said, look, we're about to have a sacred experience with you or your husband or your child? Would you be okay with that? Or would you maybe just tell the aliens to go and buy some rice and some beans and some tacos and make a delicious bean burrito?
If aliens came to Earth and really wanted to eat you, would you say, no problem, and let them take a bite out of your mom and dad too? If you wouldn't want aliens to hurt you, then leave the animals alone. Don't eat them, don't wear them, don't use them, or take over their home. Leave the animals the fuck alone.
No, you just didn't go there. You're saying witnessing firsthand a living, breathing, sentient being with emotions who doesn't want to die to be your dinner, witnessing its death would be a spiritual experience for you? Well, let's look at it from an animal's perspective. It's not a spiritual experience to be slaughtered. Let's just not dilute words like sacred or spiritual and connect them to killing. Yes, it was a sacred experience to kill another living sentient being. I mean, is that a justification for a human to murder another human, saying, hey, it was a very sacred thing for me? All right, so anyway, for the rest of the video, she brings in her, I assume, husband, and they discuss this topic of why they're no longer vegan together.
It's also like, I also am the one who like grew a baby and am still nursing like a massive child. So I feel like I feel more depleted than you feel.
Mm-hmm. All right, so for me, that's pretty curious how she mentions this feeling of depletion after having given birth. And hey, you guys know I'm not a medical doctor, a dietitian, nutritionist, a PhD in biochemistry or anything like that, but I am aware that there is this issue known as postnatal depletion, which happens after many women give birth. And this has nothing to do with vegan women, just something that happens to people. So postnatal depletion can be described as the physical, emotional, and mental exhaustion that many women experience after giving birth.
I mean, not to mention that you just literally grew a baby and delivered this baby, and everything is shifting in your body, all of the hormones. And not only that, you are actually getting so much less sleep. So it's very, very hard for you to think clearly and to function.
The same as postpartum depression, although the two conditions can coexist. Mm-hmm. And it can manifest itself in a variety of ways, including fatigue, irritability, emotional exhaustion, brain fog. And in this article, the number one cause of this condition is from lack of nutrition. The pregnancy and childbirth place significant demands on the body, and many women are left depleted in key nutrients such as iron, magnesium, and the B vitamins. These nutritional deficiencies can leave women feeling exhausted.
Exactly, and these are not vegan women they're talking about here. This is just women in general, so it has nothing to do with veganism.
And unable to cope with the demands of motherhood. And this article says, if you think you may be deficient, please ask for a complete panel and start integrating natural supplements, postnatal vitamins, or protein powders for extra energy.
Exactly.
So basically, yeah, get your blood checked, check for deficiencies for reals, and consult the advice of a medical health professional to help you determine what you need to do exactly to tackle these deficiencies that come from postpartum depletion.
Woo, go get some tofu. Woo, go get some tofu. Tofu doesn't scream.
In the show description, I see at least she did start supplementing with a few vitamins, not the entire ones that the article suggested, but I don't see any mention of a blood panel, let alone any consultations with a medical professional. Once again, I'm not a health professional or medical doctor, but if I was suffering from some condition which I thought maybe I should no longer be vegan, and I held veganism very near and dear to my heart because I believe animal cruelty and exploitation are wrong, I sure as hell would get the opinion of a health professional before kind of just freelancing as a, self-trained doctor or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. You would go to the vegan community and you'd ask around for the best vegan doctor, the best vegan dietitians. You would do everything in your power to avoid eating animals again. And also, why is it that suddenly it's an all or nothing thing? If she really feels like she needs to eat some kind of an animal, why not just eat the least sentient animal on the planet? Just research whatever you think that is and just have that animal in a tiny, minuscule amount. I'm not saying you should do that, but I'm saying that logically, if you actually care about animals, you would start by doing the least possible harm, not just randomly saying that you're going to start murdering animals straight out and start to get new animals on your property, such as chickens, with the intention of murdering them.
I don't understand people. I don't understand the entitlement of people.
Diagnosing and saying, yeah, I shouldn't be vegan anymore. But anyway, no, I'm not ridiculing or making fun of her. That's just how I would roll. But anyway, yeah, to my professionally non-medically trained mind, it seems like postpartum depletion seems like a very reasonable explanation for the depleted feelings she's been feeling recently. And to further add evidence for that is how her husband's been feeling lately.
I mean, I think for me, it's not really about like feeling depleted. I feel like pretty good how I am. It's more just like, I would like our homestead to like actually be like off-grid self-sufficient as quick as possible.
Yeah.
And I think like, I don't want to say it's impossible to do that without animals. It's just like, when I look at the timeline, it feels like it'll take like 15 to 20 years to get there without animals.
Yeah.
And I think like with like if we have chickens and like if I get into hunting and fishing and stuff like that, we're like 2 years away.
So I don't know how to fact check that math. Let's just assume it to be true, but it's a moot point because they've already both decided that some kind of a concept, this fantasy of self-sustainability, is more important to them than their, I assume, prior held beliefs that animal cruelty and exploitation are wrong. So to me, what I'm hearing is that, yeah, there's no reason why they can't be vegan. They have decided that they no longer want to be vegan because that's not a high priority for them.
Yeah. So look, if you guys want to watch the rest of this video, I encourage you to do so and also to follow this channel. Ryan is great. His channel again is called Happy Healthy Vegan. Thank you so much, Ryan, for all that you do for the animals. I really do appreciate it very much. Coming up on screen are going to be a bunch of other videos. Click on them, be curious, look around, and if you haven't yet done so, make sure you subscribe to this channel, press the notification bell, and help us get the animals out of hell. Thank you so much. See y'all tomorrow. Also, check me out on TikTok. Music by That Vegan Teacher. I go live there quite often. Bye for now.
Let's follow that vegan teacher on YouTube right now. Let's help her save every chicken, pig, and cow. Let's follow that vegan teacher on YouTube right now. Let's put our empathy into action.